In this video we're going to talk about the iPad and its uses and its functionality. To activate the iPad with the master power in the on position, obviously because that's where you'll be when you're in flight more than likely, we have a master avionics. Now the master avionics here switch does not control the iPad, it only controls the radio and the transponder. So if you see, if I turn that off, they will shut down. Below that is another switch with iPad, power and fan. So if we activate that switch, we'll hear the fan start up behind the iPad and the blue light comes on here on the power bus. Now, if the blue light is not on, you need to come over here to the power switch and turn it on. But that always comes on when you activate the power, but you can always just turn it on and off with the power switch. Okay, when that's active, that's feeding two sources. One, the bottom one here, which is for the iPad and the fan, and the second one up here runs up to the ping unit or ADSB reception. So with the screen now active, it's charging in the background there. We want to be able to activate the screen, so enter in your password, and that's just a generic one, which is can be changed at any time. So then we start up with iPad with the standard screen. Now if we're just going to use it for navigation, we can just go to Oz Runways and the GPS lock like we have our aeroplane positioned here, and we have all the airspaces and everything else around us, and as the traffic comes available you'll start seeing that popping up on the screen. To orientate the screen, first off, if you want to go track up, north up, or resituate yourself, is down here. There's this little one here, and if I press it once it says north up. I'll press it again, it now says track up, and if I press it again it just centers the aircraft wherever you are. So if I was over here, I could go like that, north up, and it brings me back because it sets you to where you currently are, where you're on the aircraft. If you tap on an aerodrome, it brings up all the plates and all the frequencies and the position of the aerodrome, and you can go direct to it or add it to a route and so forth. So you can watch the videos online with Oz Runways about how to operate it. But just the basics, if you wanted to take a flight to, say, Waihi, you tap on Waihi, and to do that you could just go direct, which will give you a nice line going to Waihi, and you can tap and hold and move that around to a point where you want it to be, and we want Blue Gum Base, so we're just going to add it to there, and away we go. And when we fly there, it demonstrates, displays the runway vectors as well. Up here, when you're finished, you have to press and hold, and it will cancel out the flight plan. So that's Oz Runways and how that works. Now we also have two more sources of software in here, and this one is called Horizon, and this is the one that acts as a full glass cockpit, although glass EFIS, sorry. We want to go flying with no extra hardware because we're running everything internal. We just push that button there, it loads up. We want to do an we want to do a VFR flight. We have choices here. We can do a custom, we can do a UL glider, VFR, IFR, or high IFR. Well, I don't think we're going to get to high, but we could do low. But for today, we're just going to do VFR. You agree to the LEN license, go OK. I calibrate these with the tail up, so it's in the flying position, so don't recalibrate, otherwise if you're in the tail down position it's going to calibrate it to this position that you're in currently. So we'll just go cancel, and that brings up the main screen. Okay, at the moment we have a split screen, but this is multifaceted, this software. So down here we have a little There are two little screens here, and it shows previous and it shows current. And if we push it again, we'll get another screen which has got our vertical navigation and our lateral navigation. We push it again and it gives us just our standard glass EFIS, and if we go again we can get just a straight map, and we go again and we can get a mixture. Now this is a very nice little screen, this one. You've got, you have your artificial horizon and your airspeed and height and VSI and direction and all the other information. You also get your vertical for all your airspaces that you're entering and departing, and you get a map to show you where you are. This one's quite a nice screen. Goes back to just around dials, and within the navigation mode it brings up all the information there regarding a flight. So you, again, this one here you can go to rubber band, you can do all sorts. It's actually a proper, it's a full navigating site. And if we go again, checklists, don't have any checklists set up in here. All the engine management stuff down the bottom as well as there, engine management, vertical and that. Let's keep going through. Select the chart elements. We don't have any route selected, so it's not going to tell us too much. So we just work our way forward till we get to the screen we want, which is that one. Okay. So that's a quick rundown on how to use the iPad. When we're finished with the iPad, go to the home, okay, and then we can turn off the power here, which will shut down the fan. Turn off the master and the iPad's still running. So how to shut the iPad down is you go to settings, general, scroll down to the bottom and press shut down and slide it sideways. And now the iPad's shut down and it won't go flat where you're not in the aircraft. To remove the iPad, you got to push the iPad that way, tilt it and then bring it out, and you can take it home.